it. Hello, everyone. Oh, love it when the power goes out right before live. You got to try to figure out why it won't connect. I give y'all a minute or two to find me. Hopefully, you didn't give up on me. Yes, yes, yes. You know, me and technology, it's a marriage made in heaven or hell in my case. Hey, Christy. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you, ladies. Yeah, I had everything. I said every time I set up so that I'm well in advance ready to go, something happens. Tonight it was a power outage. Fortunately, it didn't last long. Hey, Donna. Hi, Judy. I did. How about you? Hey, Paula. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Debbie. Happy New Year. That's right. That's just 2 days away or 3 days away, right? I don't even know what day of the week it is or what day of the month it is, I should say. It's all just going way too fast. But we are, let me think, I think we're a week out from the new catalog starting, right? So if you have been a customer of mine in the last 6 months and have not received a catalog and you're looking for one, give me a reach out. We'll see what we can do. I still have a few on hand. Um, and we can get this in your hot hands. But this does start January 6th and we'll run through eight or to the beginning of April, I think it is. Let's see. Does it tell me end date? Oh, it says April, but it's actually May 4th. So there we go. January 6th through May 4th, the mini catalog will be in place and all the good things that are in there. So make sure you don't miss out on that. We are down to the last 2 days of, hey, Betty, hello, hello. Hi, Carol Caesar. Being able to earn the Just Cards class for free. These are the cards that we'll be doing. Remember, you get that when you place a minimum $45 product order before shipping and tax and after any discounts, right? So any rewards that are applied or any other sale items that might be happening, the total that you're paying is $45 plus tax. So you get it for free. 5 cards with envelopes, the gems that you need to create the projects, a PDF, all of that. You can come to the in-person class in my home the second Tuesday of every month. I believe that's January 13th at 3 p.m. to create the cards. Or the cards are really designed so that all you need are greetings. So if you're long distance, we can mail them. We just ask for $5 to assist with the mailing costs. Or you can do them at home. If you're local, you can do a porch pickup and just do them at home and use whatever greeting stamps that you may have, right? So, but everything is die cut, punched, etc., all ready for you to put the cards together. Okay, this one goes away December 31st, and then we'll have a new one, a new class in January. In addition, we will be doing the class in Gettysburg as well at the Cozy Craft Nest. We will be having a card class down there. So stay tuned for more information on that. I'm woefully behind in getting that communication out. All right, what else? Oh, so I had a end of the year order that I put in, and it happened to meet that magic threshold, if you will, for the product of the month. Hey, Jerry, good to see ya. Hey, Sharon. Hope you guys are doing well. You have good holidays? Tell me about your Christmas. Hopefully you did. So I earned the product of the month in December, and I have to say I'm kind of glad I did. I didn't really intend to. I didn't plan to get this one, but it's called True Blue Florals. There's 2 days left to put a $75 product order in. Again, that's what you're paying plus the shipping and tax. So if you use rewards, you still have to have a $75 total in order to qualify for the product of the month. But let me show you these pretty patterns. So the 4 colors in here are Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. And I have to tell you that I'm a Night of Navy fan, but I struggle with Balmy Blue. It's, I don't know. I don't know if it's too bright for me. I don't know if it's the shade, but these papers are really pretty and they do a great balance with the basic white. So here's the one of the Night of Navy patterns. It's a little rose or flower on there. I like this. It reminds me of Paisley pattern, right? My camera's just a little too low. I can't flip it over. And then that side, this blends very well, as you will see in a bit, with Misty Moonlight as well. You got it and love it? Good, Christy. Yeah, it is awesome, isn't it? It really is. I love this pattern too. Those flowers are gorgeous. I'm not sure I'm skilled enough to fussy cut that, but that looks like one that could easily be fussy cut, right? And then a fun little pattern on the back. So it is a 12 pack. You get 2 sheets of each of the patterns that I've just shown you. And as I said, as far as I know, it's still available, and you can place your $75 order now through 11/59 on December 31st, as long as supplies last, and just add that to your order for $5. So that's a pretty good deal for a 12 by 12 pack of designer series paper, and it is very pretty. So we are going to play with that. That is what we're working on tonight. And we're going to start with this one. Okay, now I have to tell you that I designed this and really did not pay attention to what is still available. I know they put the textured notes stamp set on last chance. I don't know if it's sold out. I was a little concerned when I saw that because I am a lover of those dies, right? And I'm like, oh, if they take my stitched rectangles away from me, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. Gosh, no, fussy cat. Yeah. But they kept the dies. They just put the stamp set on last chance. So hopefully it's still available. My apologies if it's not, but you could certainly substitute what you have in your inventory if you wanted to make a form of this project. I used Simply Said, the happy birthday on the inside of the card, right? And then I used It's Your Day from Coneflower Celebration. I have yet to create with this stamp set. I just keep using the greetings out of it, but I will get there. Oh, you love Balmy Blue, Sharon. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Did you get this paper? Yes, it is. I don't think the intention is to carry those papers over. I mean those products over, the products of the month. My belief is it's only for the month that it is offered for the $5 point on a $75 order. So I don't know, Debbie. And then I did use the floral image, or not the floral, the leafy image from the texture note. So hopefully it's still around. I'm not sure. All right. And we're easing back in. It's after the holiday, in between the holidays. So none of these cards are going to make your head hurt. I have a friend, when I do certain fussy folds, she'll say to me, "You made my head hurt." I said, "I'm sorry." Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just saying, I didn't think that was the intention of it. All right. So there should be a brand new product in January with a $75 order at a $5 price point. So we're just going to mount that layer on here. I did go ahead and do the die cutting. So I cut these two and felt like there was too much between. So I pre-cut or hand cut the 1/8 inch larger Balmy Blue. Okay. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do our stamping. Anybody stamp over the holidays? I did not. I will be perfectly honest. All right. It's your day. Everybody always needs birthday cards in the new year, right? And then that leafy image from Textured Notes, which I'm going to pop right down there. Ooh, almost looks black, but really it's navy blue. Too busy? Yeah, I get that. You did some craft cleaning. I like that, Deborah. That's what I need to do. But I'm starting at the top of my house, so I'm starting up on the second floor, and I'll work my way down to the basement where my studio is. but I think it's going to be a couple of months because we are deep cleaning and cleaning out, getting rid of lots and lots of stuff. It's funny how much you can collect. We've been in the house 22 years. We've been in this house, and it's funny how much you can collect in that period of time. That did not center for me at all. Oh, Carol did January New Year's cards. Good for you. I'm not even sure I was in my studio until tonight for the last week. I might have been. All right, and then we're going to mount it to the Knight of Navy die cut. It's funny for me because prior to Secret Sea coming out, I really thought this was a true navy color, but it definitely has purple undertones in it that you can see now, especially when you have it compared to Secret Sea. And then we're just putting adhesive on the back left side so that we don't seal the card shut. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever done that. Be honest, because I can guarantee you I've done it. I've got a little baker's twine white double bow tied here. So we're going to go ahead and grab my glue dots. My scissors have disappeared, which does not make me happy. My paper slips. Not even sure where or how, but they are not here. So we're going to use my take your pick tool to grab a glue dot. Did I get it? Nope. Well, hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. There we go. Little fluffy tails going on there. And then we're just going to put in the happy birthday. And this one will be done. Have you done that a lot? Okay, yep, there we go. I see some hands raised. Uh-huh. Okay, good. I'm not alone. Thank you for making me feel better. Appreciate that. See if I can get this straight. And I'm going to keep it just a little bit left of center so that I am sure. It slants downhill, but I can always put another piece of paper in there if it really bothers me, right? So there we go. That's the first one. Quick and easy, right? A little bit of a fun fold with that front flap cut off. Oh, that's great. That's a great idea, Deborah. Don't tell me you're giving it up, though. Are you getting out of stamping? All right. Moving on to card number 2. So even though it's a floral pattern, right, and lots of those patterns are floral, I wanted to do something with masculine theme. I always like to challenge myself. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Hey, Verna. Almost every time. Thanks, Judy. Oh, good, good, good. Yes, it is an easy, easy fun fold. I gotcha. Okay, good. That's good. So I want to make a masculine card, and I thought this pattern lent itself very well. And like I said earlier, I also think it can match up with your Misty Moonlight very well, right? So we did crumb cake, Misty Moonlight, and then pecan pie on the back. Truly masculine colors, in my opinion. And I made a sympathy card because I found myself needing a sympathy card for my mom's best friend who passed away for her husband. I didn't have any masculine ones. I had to put something together really quick. So sometimes it's hard to come up with those masculine cards to send to the husbands of those women in our lives, right? As soon as I find my kit. All right. So I'm trying to see, I have to keep my screen down. Okay, I am on camera. All right, I just wanted to make sure. Okay. So pecan pie with a layer of Misty Moonlight. and I cheated. Okay. We're looking for ways to be able to buy new Stampin' Toys and save money at the same time. When you're doing layers and nobody's going to see what's underneath there, right? Cut out your die cuts. As long as you know those openings that are created by the cut are going to be covered. And in my case, they are. So I cut both of them because I already had this mounted and I'm like, oh, I can get two out of this. And this is just one of the this one's been around for a while. This is the nested essential dies. You get this really cool shape and then your rounded rectangles and your banners, and they're all stitched. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to stamp our tree. I am going to mount my designer series paper first because that will help me judge where to put the tree. This piece is a little bit smaller. I don't know what I was thinking when I cut this, but we're going to go with it anyway. And I'm going to line it up edge to edge and at the bottom. Or at least that's the effort I'm going to make. All right, so now I kind of have a judge point of where I'm going to put the big tree. Of course, this is from Loveliest Tree, right? That is a favorite. Been around for a little while. Who still has Lovely as a tree? Anybody still have that one? Oh, Sharon, I am sure. I had a customer years ago that dealt with that, and it is challenging, I know. Do you see if I mess this up because I've got ink all around the edges? Do you use a stamping platform, Sharon? You still have it, Betty? Yep. Yep. I know. You still have it too, Deborah. That's awesome. I do too. I can actually remember being at the convention when they talked about that step that was created for Shelley's aunt and that stamp. Did I say step? That stamp. And they said it would never retire. It was in wood. It'd come out in wood. So if you really have the original, you have the wood one. And then they did make it into photopolymer. And then of course they did retire it. But I remember that, and I bet you there's a lot of us that still have that stamp set. So this is the Misty Moonlight and White ribbon pack. And we're just going to wrap that around here. I'm going to put it right at the top of the ribbon so that I give it the illusion that it's a little bit larger than it is, right? I can't believe we're just a couple of days away from 2026. I don't have those scissors. Okay, we'll grab these scissors. These are my favorite for ribbon anyway. And then this is just going to get mounted onto the Misty Moonlight layer, and then the card front. I do not have the inside piece for this card. I'll have to cut one quick. Here's this wood mount. There you go. There you go. I feel like it's flown by for sure. Absolutely. Not going to put that on the inside, am I? Absolutely, it's flown by. Well, good. I'm glad you're using a stamp positioner because I did find that helped my customer quite a bit, and they had just come out when I was going with her through that. Absolutely. And then everybody gives up on their New Year's resolution and moves on. All right, so here's our die cut. And we're using the Sending Heartfelt Sympathy from the Loveliest Tree. I don't know why I always think I can do it that far away from me. And I did stamp it a little lower on purpose because I want to be able to pop in an embellishment. Not, I don't want to embellish a sympathy card a whole lot, but I do want to add just a little bit of something there. We're going to line that edge up with the edge of the designer series paper. And then these are new, I think. These are the earthy matte dots. And I like them because we get lots of color and we get a good quantity of each color, right? So again, no, I had two pairs of those scissors here. I have no idea where they went. We're just going to add one of those right there. It's flat, so it's not raised. It's not glossy, so it doesn't add bling. It's just kind of a nice matte dot. Lost Lagoon, pecan pie, moss. No, I don't know if that's mossy meadow. It might be early espresso now that I look at it. And I'm thinking Cajun craze. And one of these days, when I have nothing else to do, I'm going to go through all my embellishments and label the colors. Don't look for that anytime soon. Because I laugh when I say that. I was at my girlfriend's today and she said, just sit down and relax. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, what did I do on the inside of this? I have the stamp laying here. Oh, I did a piece of crumb cake. Let me find my crumb cake. And some reason I have all these pieces of crumb cake already cut. How wonderful is that? That must mean we made an oops when we were cutting for a class at some point. And then I'm just using the thinking of you from Wonderful Thoughts. Although there is an amazing stamp set coming in January. Let's see if I have it at my fingertips. I'll pull it out. I think I probably shared this one with you when we did the unboxing, but it's called Prayers and Promises, and it is in the mini catalog. So sorry for your loss. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Praying that the Lord's promises will bring hope and comfort in your days ahead. As you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart. Keeping you in my thoughts, holding you in my heart, remembering you in my prayers. May you feel God's care and healing as you recover. He cares for you. Give it to God. I'm here for you, sending love and always. So, really, really nice stamp set. And that is coming. That was Carol Nordquist's $1 million sale stamp set. So, she did a great job with that. There we go. And there is project number 2. They make quick cards as well, right? Those beautiful pattern papers. Oh, thank you, Judy. All right, so there we go. There's project number 2, a masculine card. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about the color wheel. So I was looking for other colors to pair with the Night of Navy and the Balmy Blue. And if you don't have our color wheel, this is a great color alignment tool. It has all the colors except for the neutrals are on here. And you can say, well, I want to use Lemon Lolly, and line up, and it will show you all the colors, whether they're complementary or monochromatic. Um, but it gives you different ideas than you would not necessarily come up with on your own, right? That's actually how I knew I wanted crumb cake, but I wasn't real happy with just crumb cake, and that's how I pulled the pecan pie in, by looking at the color coach. So this is a great tool, and then it explains, all the different types of colors and how they work together on the back of it. So if you're not familiar with those terms, you can absolutely check them out on the back. But it really is fun to just go, let's see what I get if I want to work with soft sea foam. And then it gives me some yellows. Of course, it gives me both colors on either side of that color, garden green and mossy meadow. But it'll give you yellows, it gives you some oranges, reds, and then the whole purples and blues section, and then some additional greens. So this is fun. I have it right at my elbow, because I'm often reaching for it, just because I want to validate what colors I think are working, because sometimes my eyes don't recognize the colors right. So keep that in mind. That is available on the website. I don't think it's in a current catalog, but it is available on the website if that's something you're interested in. It does help me in my. You use yours a lot, Debbie? Yeah, I know. It's kind of a really cool tool. Okay, and Deborah does too. Good, 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 good. All right, last card. Here we go. Let me swap out my baskets because things are moving further and further away from me. So believe it or not, this is the first one I designed. I use some new products that are coming, right? I use the new Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. That's in the background. I use that new die cut, which is part of the beautifully celebrated dies. Look at those. Now, if you've been around since we had the really thick dies back in the day, with the die cutting machine when it first came out, this is reminiscent of dies that we had then. I love these little corner accents, which I haven't tried it yet, but I think they'll line up with some of the larger corners. A leaf and then two standalone dies just for additional accents that you can use. So this is beautifully celebrated dies, which coordinates with beautifully celebrated stamp set. So this is good for card makers or scrapbookers, in my opinion, because a day to remember is a great title bar on a scrapbook page, right? This calls for a celebration. I have a wedding coming up in September, and I'm going to be wanting to make a scrapbook. Oh, go with me on that journey, because I haven't scrapbooked in, I'm going to say it's probably pushing 15, 16 years since I scrapbooked, if not more. Simply the best, and then the images that you see there. So this is again coming in the January catalog. I think it's catalog. Wait, maybe it's online exclusive. Oh, I didn't even label it yet. Well, I'm not really sure, but it's coming. It will be here in January. Yeah, I just pulled this out of my box that had the order in it that got this paper for me. So, and you see what I did there? I'm sliding both of them. I'm doing a hybrid right now because I have to convert everything for the nest into the stamp cases, the old stamp cases, so that I can put them on a shelf and people can search through them and see images and blah, 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 blah. But for my personal stamps that aren't going to go directly to the nest, I'm going to try this method so that the dies are together with the stamps in one sleeve and see how that works for me. I definitely don't have a storage setup for that, so I'm kind of playing around with that. Fortunately, my husband builds amazing furniture for me, so he said he will replace the one that holds all the stamp cases because we don't have those now, and build me something that I can use to store the new sleeves. But that'll take a little bit. So when are we going to start scrapbooking? After September, after the wedding. Oh my goodness. Yes, my nephew is getting married in September out in Michigan. So they've been together. Well, let's see. He was born in, he's 24, so they've probably been together 9 years. Yeah. So I guess it's time. They're both doing well. So that's good. All right. So Balmy Blue, Night of Navy. I stayed true to the colors on this one that are in the designer series paper. And I say I'm going to do it, but don't hold my feet to the fire on that because it's just, I've tried it and it's just not my thing. But for him, I might be able to pull it off. And then I used one of those die cuts. And guess what I did? Remember I said save paper where you can? So this is my break level, I call it, right? Where I'm going not just white onto the tone. I cut this out of there so that I will be able to hide that. And that's a pretty nice chunk of paper that we saved, right? Oh, thanks, Deborah. But anyway, we're going to keep going here for right now. So this is the new Stone and Vine. That's the back. This is the front. Hello. I'm not sure there's a direction on it, to be honest with you. I think it's supposed to look like a stone garden wall that has the ivy growing on it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I did cut out all the leaves, but we're going to stamp the flowers on some basic white and then cut those out. Let's use a piece of scrap that I got laying here. And I just used the Night of Navy on the floral images. So that one. And then this one. And while I'm cutting that, I'm also going to cut a small piece of Night of Navy to give me the label. I thought I did that, but apparently I did not. So the flowers and this label that I'm going to cut all come from the lovely arrangements stamp set and die. So I need this die, this flower, and this flower. I did all the leaves already. And rather than jump the camera around, I'm going to take it over to the die cutting machine. I was going to bring it in, but I know that rocks the table. So chat among yourselves for a second and I'll be right back. I will say these flowers and dies line up beautifully, really easily. Sometimes we have these ones that will go, really? What were they thinking? What happened here? But not this one. It's pretty quick to identify the orientation and to get it lined up, and hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. We'll have to find out. I know why I didn't cut the label. I'm going to come back before I do that. I didn't cut that because I wanted to stamp it first. And of course, we're going to heat emboss that. So there's our florals. So pretty. We're going to stick a whole bunch of leaves in there. There's a double leaf and a single leaf. There's the double. there's the single. So we'll come back and mount all that. But right now, I want to take my scrap and we're going to do a little heat embossing. The embossing buddy, always first, unless you forget, like I do frequently. The first card is your favorite. Awesome. Sending smiles. Well, I stamped it upside down, but it shouldn't really matter since I didn't already cut it out, right? So I was making the sample card and my embossing was not coming out and it was weird. And then I realized that at some point the embossing powder had been contaminated with clear because part of it was nice and white and part of it just basically didn't have anything on it or what it looked like. And it actually was glossy, so I knew it was clear embossing powder. So I had to throw that jar away and I didn't have another white. So I had to go back and pull the old white embossing powder. So that's why you see a larger jar than what you may be finding when you're purchasing the embossing powders right now. All right, let me do this real quick. Because there's absolutely no way to sort out granulars of clear embossing powder versus white embossing powder. If you'd like to volunteer, please let me know. But I think I would lose my mind trying to do that. I probably would not be very successful. Okay, I think we're good. We just put the embossing powder away before we dump it all over the design table. And then I will die cut that with the label die. And I'll be right back here. And that greeting fits perfectly in that die, as it should, since it comes from the same set, right? All right. So let me put this somewhere safe. Speaking of that, let me show you where I put my dies. Do you guys have these? These are magnetic bowls. They're used in the automotive industry. I have probably 3 or 4 of them spread across my studio, but I put my dies in there. They're not going anywhere, right? So that is one way, especially if you're working with small dies, just to make sure that they don't go anywhere. And you can pick them there, you can hook them down at the bottom, whatever. But I also use them in my classes when I remember them to make sure that the dies don't get lost on the counter upstairs. Amazon has them. Harbor Freight, if you have happen to have a Harbor Freight in your area, has them. So yeah, good stuff. I'm literally falling off my chair, so let me reseat myself. Okay, so I want to make sure that, unlike what I would normally do, I'm just going to put one dimensional on each of these because I want to have the freedom to slide my leaves in and out as I so choose. So we're going to pop this one right here. And then we're going to bring this one in. And actually, I'm going to slide that under a little bit and twist that around like that. We'll put this up with dimensionals as well. Oh, good. That makes a good Christmas present, doesn't it? Yep. It is fun, and it's one of the biggest wows when you're with a group of brand new stampers and you emboss. It's always a huge wow for them. Okay, so now we're going to use some Tombow, and we're going to stick some leaves on. You could put your adhesive sheets on the back of your cardstock. Oh, thank you. Cardstock before you die cut, if you have a better memory than I do, because I do not have the great memory to remember to do that pretty much ever. It's pretty sad, actually, because it's so easy to use. And when I forget for my club ladies, ooh, they're not always very happy about that. All right. But they bear with me. I have great groups. I'm going to stick one there. One here. And then one just down here at the very bottom. There we go. I love those leaves. They're easy to work with too. All right. And then on the inside, again, I got this layer that I used to die cut my label. So I'm not wasting cardstock. I'm trying to do more and more of that, simply because it saves us money. I can buy a new stamp set if I save enough money on cardstock, right? Oh, thank you, Judy. And we're going to stick a flower down here in the corner as well. There we go. And don't we always need thinking of you cards? Sadly, I guess. Um, so this will be a good one to have on hand. And I just went around the edges because I have that big opening in the center, and I sure didn't want to glue it to my mat. The word is escaping me. And we're gonna put, and again, this is a money savings too, but I actually think you can build it into as part of your design, right? Just having that smaller piece in there helps. And there we go. That is project number 3, and I didn't even use a gem on that one. How about that? No gem, 2 cards. Well, I used ribbon on the other. So, all right, so let's pull them back in so you can see. Here's our masculine card that we did. I think it's a great use of that paper. It certainly makes it look more masculine, right? And then our 2 floral cards. So that is the True Blue Florals 12 by 12 Designer Series paper that we featured tonight. That is your product of the month from Stamping Up for December. 2 days left to get that with your $75 product order. And that would be before, I just lost you, so I had to come back and find the screen. That would be before your shipping, tax, and any discounts, right? All right, I can no longer see chat. Wait, because it did take away the screen for some reason. I'm actually over in the other app. So anyway, sorry about that, but I hope you enjoyed those cards. If you have the paper, maybe I gave you some ideas. If you don't have the paper, maybe there's an order, or maybe you've got some money for Christmas and you want to get some new Stampin' Toys. This would be a great opportunity. There'll be a new product in January, so I can't wait to see what that is, and maybe we'll be getting that and playing with that too. In the meantime, ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate each of you for watching. subscribing, giving me a thumbs up, whatever it is, however you support me, even if it's just watching the videos, that's a huge support. So I definitely appreciate it. Have a wonderful and safe new year. And I will look forward to stamping with you in 2026. Take care, everyone. Be blessed. Bye.